Okay guys, the next exercise in the program is called the windmill. Now this exercise is a little awkward, takes a little time to get used to, but be patient, stick with it, and I promise you'll be fine. Okay, so weeks 1 and 2, you're going to be doing what we call a body weight windmill, which means no weight at all. Here's how it's done. Feet shoulder width apart, put one arm in the air. Whatever arm you have in the air, you are going to now turn your toes the opposite way of that arm. So here's what it looks like. Take a look at my toes, and I'm just going to turn and turn. I did not turn my hips, only my toes, so that now they are pointing the opposite direction of the arm I have in the air. Then you're going to take this hip, and you're going to push it over as far as it will go. You're going to take this hand, and you're going to put it on your inner thigh. And now this hand becomes my guide to the floor because my eyes will be on my upper hand at all times. So I'm going to feel myself to the floor, down my leg, touch the floor, and I'm going to return to that starting position. Being sure that my back leg stays locked down at all times. My front leg can bend, but my back leg must stay locked out. And my right hip must stay in place. And that's how it's done. Then you'll just switch sides and repeat the same movement. You're going to do that between 30 seconds and 1 minute. As your strength and your flexibility increase, you can up the time. You're going to take about a 30-second to 1 minute break in between each set, and you're going to repeat that 3 times. Okay guys, weeks 3 through 4, we're going to be doing what we call a bottom-loaded windmill. So now we're going to be adding weight to the exercise. I'm going to go ahead and use a kettlebell today to demonstrate. And you're going to set your position up the same exact way as you have in weeks 1 and 2. Now as I go down and lower myself to the floor, I'm going to grab my weight and we're going to bring it up with me this time. Keeping my eyes on my upper hand. And that's how it's done. So you're going to repeat that about 30 seconds on each side. You're going to take about a 30-second to 1 minute break in between sets and repeat that 3 times. Okay guys, weeks 5 through 6, you are going to repeat the bottom-loaded windmill that we did last week, but this time you're going to do it for 1 minute on each side versus only 30 seconds on each side that you did the previous weeks. One more time just to recap what it should look like. And that's how it's done. Okay guys, weeks 7 and 8, we're going to be doing what we call a top-loaded windmill, which means we are now going to eliminate the weight on the bottom that we have used all the previous weeks. And now we're going to take a light dumbbell and we're going to put that over our head into our upper hand now. We're going to set our body up the same way that we have all the previous weeks into the windmill position, and we're going to simply lower ourselves to the floor and back to the starting position. Staying extremely focused on that dumbbell overhead at all times, not letting that dumbbell get away from us at any given time. Stay nice and tight and nice and controlled. And that's how it's done. You'll simply just flip sides and repeat the same motion on the opposite side. You're going to do that between 30 seconds and 1 minute. As your strength increases and your flexibility increases, you can then take it to a greater amount of time. We're going to take about 30 seconds to 1 minute break in between sets, and you're going to repeat that 3 times total. Okay guys, weeks 9 and 10 in the windmill series, we're going to be doing what we call a bottom and top loaded windmill. So now you're going to be using a weight on the bottom and on the top at the same time. Do not move on to this movement if you are not comfortable doing all the movements that we have done previously leading up to this point. Stick with those movements previous until you are used to those, and then move on to this movement. Okay, so here's how it's done. We're going to put our hand overhead with our light dumbbell, set ourselves up into the same windmill position as always, and we're going to simply lower ourselves to the floor, grab our dumbbell or our kettlebell, and we are going to stand, just like we have all the previous weeks. And that's how it's done. You're going to do that for about 30 seconds to 1 minute time. Increase your time as your strength increases and your endurance increases. You're going to do about 30 seconds to 1 minute break again this week, and then repeat that for about 3 times.